Carry memories of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Hey guys, From This Bike here, back again once again, and today we are continuing the story quest of... Is it a story quest or is it a world quest? I think it's a world quest. Either way, we're helping out the Aranara so we can save the girl. I forgot her name because it's been a minute since we've been here. But we need to go to help the Aranara so we can figure out where Vanaranara is. Because technically we're in Vanaranara, but we're not in Vanaranara. I think that's how it works. Anyways, let's get started. Alright. Oh, I gotta switch to that. So we can get all these Zatun peaches. Alright. So the Arna down here. I just need it.
That hurt! Riptide!
Solidify!
Into the wind!
Alright.
Brings a smile to my face.
So there should be two over here.
The wind knows me.
My apologies. Yeah. Take flight.
One with nature.
Alright.
Time to go.
Oh wait, where's the Arna that we helped? Alright. This is Agru's home.
Wind Strider.
Alright, so there should be one more.
I follow the wind.
Okay, that's...
Into the wind.
My
Here
apologies.
we go.
One with nature.
Sakura swirl.
Alright. Oh! A Dendroculus. Wait, what is this? Do I need Dendro to affect this? What is this? Patisara. So that's a Patisara. But where's the Dendroculus? Is it in here?
Time to go.
Alright, so it is that way.
Into the wind.
Okay, so where's this Dendroculus? Because we're at like the end of the thing.
Yeah.
Like, that thing's absorbing stuff. That's what it looks like. Anyways, is it? Okay, so it's up there.
One with nature. Yeah. Ha!
There we go.
Yeah.
This is a really confusing game mechanic, but
Yeah. The wind knows
it works.
You can run, but you can't hide. Gather. Into the wind. So,
Alright. Hey, where is it? There's only a Sealy. Huh. Do we have something that we need? Maybe in here? Because there has to be a way for us to get that Dendroculus. I thought it would be at the top, but I didn't see it. Don't tell me that there's somewhere else that we have to go. According to this, like, we're like right on top of it. Is it underground? 'Cause that leads like right here. Huh. It's definitely over here. Like, I'm on top of it right now.
I follow the wind.
It would have to be in here, wouldn't it? There's symbols on the ground.
Sure.
Huh. Let's try interacting with this. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Where do we go next? Oh, okay. So weird.
Follow the wind.
Where am I supposed to go? Where? It's so difficult to navigate. There's one here.
Yeah.
Can we get up there? Yes, we can. All right.
Stabilize.
There's another Sealy over there. Let's go
Time to go.
activate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to go over there. All right. It is very weird navigating this area. Really?
The wind knows me. Yeah.
Oh, spin crystal.
Order guide you.
Where is it? I'm around it. This is so annoying, but I can't find it. Oh, here it is. There we go. All right. So now we need to go to the place that Arama mentioned. All right, so let's head on over there.
It's fine. One with nature.
Take flight. Kami-san to art. So rude.
Alright,
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
so we need to go get some food. So we won't die. Alright, so where is the spot that Rama mentioned?
Time to go.
Is it over here? Guess not. Alright. Should only take 2 seconds to get this.
Time to go.
Oh, here it is. Wonder what that is over there. Like a giant, like, prison. Anyways, we need to go over here.
Time to go. Time to go.
Alright. Here we are. Alright. Look, Vanagi. Be careful, even if you talk to them, their only response is rage and shooting flames. Well, it's a pyro whopper flower. Wait, why is my game lagging? It's weird that my game is lagging in this cutscene. Anyways, yeah, that's just a whopper flower. It's very dangerous, very dangerous. Let's leave before Vanagi notices us. It's nothing. Anyways, don't worry, Arama. We'll help. Yeah, let's go ahead and help. Oh, be careful, Nara Jerome. Alright. It's just a pyro whopper flower. Shouldn't be too much trouble.
Into the wind. Riptide.
Whirling snow.
I will have order.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Fallen leaves, adorn my nut.
How did they multiply into 3 of them? Huh. That surprised me.
Time to go.
Anyways, let's get back. Alright, we helped. So where's the treasure, Arama? Isn't treasure the incantation to make Nara help? We were tricked. Alright. Yeah, how did they manage to use the word treasure like that? I've observed Nara and noticed that they become very good and willing to help other Nara once they hear the word treasure. Nara who help for treasure may not be good either. I see. I've learned a lot. Thank you, Nara, Jerome, and Paimon. You're amazing. You're good, Nara, who help Anara. Who help Aranara. Now, no one will be afraid to let you enter This is such a weird word to say. Vanarana. You can enter Vanarana by playing Arana's tune in front of the Silpna. Who came up with these words? I need to know who came up with these words, because it's annoying. Can we play our lyre? We have the Windsong Lyre. Should work. Alright, so we cannot use the Windsong Lyre. We have to use this one. Oh, is this Vanarana? There's so many Arana. Seems like the same place, but we need a Vija. But the question is, what is a Vija? Anyways, this is the real Vanarana. Or to be precise, it's... Y'all about to have me here for 20 minutes trying to pronounce this word. No. Mahavanarapana. I think that's what it said. That's a freaking long name. But we usually don't use his full name because it's too long, if explained in Nara's language. I know. Vanarana of Great Dreams. Dreams. Speaking of which, Arana... You know what? I'm just gonna call him Nara because calling him Anarana is annoying. Alright. Did the Vanarana we just saw exist in reality? It's very scary. I've heard even the sky turned black. Trees sway like grass on a field under strong winds, and they flee to the ground. And then, very, very scary monsters were everywhere. Luckily, they're all stories, not memories. Anyways, if you wish to leave Vanarana's dream, sing the rhythm of the great dream in front of Silapna, and the same to return here. Come with me. Araja will help you get a Bija. Oh my gosh, there's so many weird words. Oh, Viparias. So we need to go... So it's behind there? Huh. Alright, so we need to do some climbing. And just hope that these things will take us all the way up there, because they hate going up. They like, I don't know, I don't understand it. Like, it's perfect to go down using it, but to go up using it is hassle.
Gather.
Anyways, let's make our way up this mountain. Oh my gosh, why are we getting dragged down so quickly? That's not the normal rate. Is gravity a lot heavier in Vanarana? Because we are getting dragged down quick. Oh shoot, stamina. There we go. Should give us enough to make it up here. Wait, so is that why I couldn't find it before? Because we weren't in this version? That's gonna make me so mad. Tonight's Hilly Trail menu.
The wind knows me.
Sakura swirl!
You can run, but you can't hide.
Alright. Where are we supposed to go? I'm up here now. Don't tell me I'm just not supposed to be up here. I'm not supposed to be up here. Where is it? Because it didn't show while I was up there, so it has to be down here. Alright. So where does it want me to go? This building? Aw, shoot, I'm not using the right thing. Okay, so yeah, we do need to go into this house. Araja. Whoa, Nara, I haven't seen one in so long. So tall, golden, just like she said. Welcome to Vanarna. Yes, Nara, Jerome, and Paimon, they're amazing. They're not even scared of Vanarna. Whoa, amazing Nara. Who use Arnara's tune to get into Vanarna are definitely good Nara, who Arnara's trust. Huh. That is a weird thing. Every Anarana has their own tune, and every tune is different. That's how we know. Arana has been making friends with Nara in a Vidia Forest and a Drafi Valley, so I haven't seen her for a long time. We heard her tune and thought it was her. We were very happy. But it was Nara who entered Vanarana, and it scared us all, so I asked Arama's help to tell everyone that Nara Jerome is good Nara. Stop making me have to say Nara. I have to say it so many times. Oh my gosh. Yes, Aranara names are difficult. What was it? Mahavaranapna? Mahavaranapna. The Varnara in dreams is a shadow of the Vanarana outside, so things will get better here now that you've dealt with the problems outside. Thank you. Anyways, we need Bija. Bija. The last time I prepared a Bija, it was a long time ago. I heard the Golden Nara, and what the heck is that? Aramuhukunda. Aramuhunkunda were still here then. I had so many stories for the many dreams then. It was so long ago. Let's see what Araja has to say. Those stories don't belong to my memory anymore. I shouldn't be the one to tell them. Let's put our focus back on the Baja. I want it to be nice, jeez. Alright, Rana has been seriously harmed by Marana and needs a Bija as soon as possible. Arana is very old. Aranara, who's Arana is very, very old. Aranara, whose Arakanlari is very, very powerful. So Narana's condition won't worsen. As for the Bija, you're right. Narana's condition will be stable with the Arnara there. However, you don't forget that Nara are not trees. They have less time, and it's easier for them to get hurt. Right, since Naradrum and Paimon are friends with Arana, they have the same wish. We should help them. What do you need us to do? Yes, we need Nara's help to help form a Bija. We are going to hold a oh my gosh, another festival. Alright, we are going to hold a festival, Ustava, but many Aranara are still lingering in the forest. Now that you have the scent of Vanarna, you'll be able to approach them. Tell them it's time to return. But we don't have time for all that. Araja, you mentioned that Nara don't have much time, so should we get the Bija as soon as possible? Nara Jerome. According to the stories of the Bija, in order to form a Bija that is healthy, strong, and filled with energy, a festival Ustava is absolutely necessary. Regardless of the sorrow we carry, energy for the Bija can only be accumulated if the Nara's friends of Arana and the Arana friends of Nara collaborate festival Ustava together. So we need to do a festival before we can save her, and then we need to do another festival after we get to Port Ormos. These names are killing me, though. Alright, if we're going to celebrate Festival Ustava, we must have everyone back. A little while ago, Arapandu and some other went to Apam Forest. Besides that, Arakan and some others should be around Gonda Hill. Everyone, I'm sure you're not afraid of Nara, Jerome, and Paimon anymore. So why don't you try becoming friends? I had Nara friend once. Those memories are still very dear to me. Besides that, you must get a few Vasoma fruits from the Visara trees in these names. Ashvata's concourses. 3 of them should be enough. Ashvata. What? But I haven't been able to leave the dream in a long time, and I don't remember what the Ashvata concourses are. I'll leave finding them to Arama and Naradrome. Alright. Adventure with Naradrome and Paimon. Speaking of which, the incident in Virama village is also very concerning. Can we ask other Aranara to find out who's trying to harm the children there? Oh my, it sounds like something only Marana's avatar is capable of. They aren't stopping the Aranara, are they? Even harming little Nara? If it's around Virama village, you can see Arakan near Devanataka mountain. A few suns and moons ago, he was investigating something bad. It may be linked to bad Nara that Nara, Jerome, and Paimon are looking for. That's right. Aranara are very elusive, so they may have seen something suspicious. Besides that, we have many other questions. Yeah, it seems like we're going to be on this mission for a good bit, so I would say let's go to Port Ormos first, and then try to do this later, because they did say that she should be stable until we get the Bija back. So, yeah. About the Vasoma fruit. The Vasoma fruit is a fruit filled with dreams and energy. It isn't as powerful as the Bija, but is amazing too. A Bija can be formed by feeding Vasoma fruit to the Asvata tree, the great tree planted by the greater Lord Rukadavada, and its original and it's the origin of the Aranara. About Manara's avatar. It's a story from a very long time ago. A long time ago, Aranara walked the earth and made friends with Nara and all living creatures. There was no Manara then, until disaster that occurred many, many moons ago. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata returned Sarava, and Manara's rampage through the earth began. Once the forest recovered its vitality, the Aranara hid the real Vanara in a dream to protect themselves. The forest didn't know death until one day came with the trees have realized that withered flowers and dead animals covered the earth. On the same day, the earth remembered the dark, poisonous blood that it has once devoured and was about to devour. The rivers through the descent of the sun, evaporating all the water and leaving a red world behind. They realized that all the things would meet their end, and so Manara was born. It is the name of death, and those who know it shall die. Manara urges everything towards death. As for the tall, dark, and warped beings, they are the avatars chosen by Manara and heralds of death. Oh, so that's why when we're in the withering zone and the bar gets full, we just immediately die. There's no, oh, the bar is going down, it's just dead. So that makes sense. If it's death incarnate, death itself, it would make sense why we would die immediately if we were in there too long. Alright. So that's why Eothen was afraid of the Vatui. They're tall and they wear black. Of course, in my stories, Manara's avatar takes many forms. Sometimes beasts, sometimes birds, sometimes Nara, sometimes blight. But stories are just stories, and they aren't my memories. There's a lot of us to do. As long as it helps Rana, we must find Ashavada to get some Vod thing, and then go to Devantaka Mountain to look for Arakan. Is that right? And then we have to try to find Arapandu in Apon Woods and Aranakan in Gonda Hill. Aranaran names are so difficult. Nara, Jerome, and Paimon, this is for you. I've been observing. Nara must use this to remember, otherwise Nara's memories will get messed up and won't be able to form a story. Oh! Okay, now I'm understanding what's going on. So the Aranara will let the children go into Varanara, but the thing is, when they will leave Varanara, they will lose their memories as well. But Arama is giving us some sort of talisman so we will be able to remember. Because once we leave Varanara, we won't be able to remember without this talisman thing. So that's why the children were technically getting lost in the woods. Because they were going into the woods to meet the Aranara, but when they came back from Varanara, they didn't have their memories because they didn't have this talisman. Okay, it's making sense. Wait, an old notebook? It belonged to Nara Varuna. Maybe it's destiny that is going to another golden Nara, like Nara Jerome. She called it... Wait, hold on, wait. We got another name. We got another weird name. She called it the Aranyaka because it's stories of her adventures through the forest with us Aranara. But those stories are lost. Nara Jerome, I hope it will be help to you. I'm really looking forward to the festival Ustava. So there's 2 festivals that we got going on. Head to the house and talk to our Raja. Adventure with the Aranara. Go to the destined location. Alright, so first of all, we need to get out of here so we can go to Port Ormos because this looks like it's going to take a minute and we need to make sure we stay on track.
Time to go.
Yeah, so where's the spot that we need to go back? Oh, who are you? Pakati. Pakati. Uh-oh. Oh, if it isn't the Golden Nara, alas. Arpakati, not afraid of Nardrome, is good Nara, just like the Nara in the stories. Nardrome and Paimon have helped us a lot. Okay, Arpakati not afraid. Arpakati trusts Arama and the grass, leaves, and seeds. All say you're good Nara. Hello, Nardrome and Paimon. Actually, I'm bad. Hello. Nardrome is going to help Arana form Bija, so we must prepare for Festival Ustava together. Oh, Festival Ustava. Arbakati looks strange. Is anything troubling you? Arbakati's big brother has not returned from Verona yet. We siblings cannot celebrate Ustava together if they don't return. I haven't seen... Oh my gosh! Arnar names suck. Jeez, they're so difficult to pronounce. Okay, so it's Arakatora, Arasaka, and Arapas, and Arafala in Verona for a very long time either. Never seen them after that incident. What incident? A very long time. How long is that? Many, many moons ago, when the seedlings has just sprouted, but now they're already big trees, big enough to keep up the rain in Aranara. It's 7 It's 7 Arapakatis tall. From seedlings to trees, that's a really long time. Are your brothers missing, Arapakati? Missing? Is that a type of seed? Oh. So Nara's seeds are called missing. Amazing. Nara are amazing. Nara's drone must have many missings. Oh no. It means you don't know where they are. Oh, not like that. Arbakati knows where Arakatora, Arasaka, and Arapas and Arafala are. Brothers not missing. They have been training at Venarna for a long, long time. Cooking training. Huh. Sounds like something Paimon would be interested in. So, what is this cooking training exactly? It happened at the last festival Ustava. Nara made lots of food for Nara to try. So, to make food for Nara in return of this festival Ustava, Arctura and the others have been taking cooking training. Huh. But that's Arnara's food. Huh. But Arapakati, jeez, these names are literally tongue twisters. But Arapakati, since you know where they are, why don't you search for them yourself? The magnificent Ustava is about to begin. Arapakati has a lot to prepare. No time to search for them. They left Verona for cooking trainer to prepare for the festival Ustava, but they don't know festival Ustava is about to start. Aractora, Arasaka, Arapas, Arafala, stupid. Then leave it to us. We'll be going to Arama to find Aranara in the forest for the festival Ustava. Anyways, isn't that right? Yeah, leave it to us. How will we find Artora? What were the other names again? I don't know. Arasaka, Arapas, something like that. Artora, Arasaka, Arapas, and Arafala. I got some of them. Jeez, there's so many of them. Arana, Arama, Araja, Arakapati. Wait. Arana, Arama, Araja, Arcapati, Arana names are so hard to remember. Okay, so are they intentionally hard to pronounce, or... Because it's not even the fact that they're hard to remember, they're hard to pronounce. Like, I think they did this on purpose. I don't know why, but that's my theory. Because no way are these names supposed to sound fluent. I don't think there's anybody who can say these names fluently without practicing. Because we got, what? Arana, Arama, Araja, Arakapati, Arama. It's a lot. Paimon, don't say that about Aranara names. You're going to make Aranara sad. They're hard to pronounce. Anyways, how do we find them? They used to do cooking training in Vanara, but they made lots of smoke, so Arcapati kicked them out. Makes sense? Everyone was so scared then. Some Aranara even hibernated. Luckily, Arama was so brave and punished the smoke. Wait, Arama was brave and punished the smoke. Arapakati was furious and made them leave. So you should be able to find them in the forest by looking for the rising pillars of smoke, I think. So you kicked them out. Yes, I did. Did I make a mistake? Not really. Alright, one more thing. If my brothers are acting strange, go splat them with the power of Dendro. What the frick? Just like, if my brothers are acting strange, go kill them, but make sure you're using the power of Dendro to kill them. In the past, they created lots of smoke, filled all Vanarana with smoke. They were afraid too and ran around everywhere. Sometimes they became like this if they turned strange mushrooms. But Anarana are spirits of the forest, so we can recover and regain our senses by absorbing the power of Dendro. Paimon gets it now. Alright. Yeah, I don't eat sweet madames. I don't eat sweet madames like that. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so that's even more. We are going to try to ignore this. Oh my gosh, as much as I would love to continue this, there is so much stuff here that we will not get done with this anytime soon. So, yeah. Wait, the unappreciated carving. Beneath the vines. Alright. Oh wait, we can't get out of here right now, can we? Or can... Cause... Wait, that's Palace of Alakray, right? Alcazare. Alright. So we need to go over here. I think it should work. Alright, yeah, we're fine. Alright. So is that the Tower of Smoke that they were talking about? Because that looks like it. Alright, so we're going to do the stuff with the Aranara later. Because all these tongue-twisty names and stuff, I can't do it anymore today. I've had enough Aranaran culture for one day. Oh man! Didn't you bring me here, little one? Keep moving. Never mind, you better stay put. Almond? Traveler, it's been a while. Are you still bumming around the world? I've heard many amazing stories about you. You're really phenomenal. What troubles are you going to fix in Sumeru? Don't jinx me. Right, back to business, Traveler. How about another team-up action? The land of Sumeru is strewn with treasures, Mora everywhere. Celias are drawn to me, as usual. And Oh my gosh. Let me turn off the auto thing because the text is going too fast when we read it. Okay, same as before. You and the Sealies look for treasure, and I'll prepare your payment. We'll surely rake it in as a team. Iron coins again? No, not this time. We're looking for ancient iron coins. They are worth more. It's just another coin! It's not. It's antique. One sells for more mora. So it's a deal then. Let's make a pile as a team, like we used to. Alright. We still haven't explored all of Sumeru, so let's take this time to explore more of Sumeru. Alright, event details. We can't finish it because it's now unlocked. You know what? No, we're not doing it. We're not doing this. We're not doing the Aranara thing. We are going to Port Ormos because this doesn't even open up. Like the last 3 don't open up until like 2 days from now. So let's go to Port Ormos. Yeah, we need to go to Port Ormos. Alright. Wait, that's right there? Fine, just so we can get the full thing open. We'll do that, and then we're going straight to Port Ormos. I made it this time because we have been stalling on this Port Ormos stuff for a minute. Shroom boar, perfect. No, don't run away, don't. They're gone.
I follow the wind.
I wanted another shroom boar. Those more? No, those aren't more, those are enemies. Oh, but that's an R&R right here. Music loving R&R. How about we try playing some music? Alright. Nara's friend music have feel of the woods. Back to Vanarina I go. Nara friend, I'll see you around. Alright. I wonder how many Arana are here. Because we gotta collect all of them. Like, how many are there? Like 10? 20? Just hope it ain't a lot, because that would be a pain to try to get, like, what, 68 One
with nature.
Oh my gosh, what was that? Oh gosh, oh jeez, oh my gosh, what are you?
The wind knows me.
My apologies.
This is order. Stabilize.
Riptide.
Take flight. Kamisato out. Sometsu.
Wind strategy.
Jeez, they just... I want to know what that big purple explosion was. Was that an electro bomb or something?
Time to go.
Like, jeez. Yeah, it looks like an electro bomb.
A fateful offering.
Alright, teleport waypoint open. Why are they so close? They're
Time to go.
surprisingly close to one another. Oh wait, forgot, we kinda gotta farm the tigers for raw meat. Sorry, tiger. Oh shoot. Dang. Just magically floating on top of there. Come on. You know the deal. Mufasa, no! Well, it's a tiger, not a lion. Alright. Where's the next waypoint? Over here?
Time to go.
Should be around here somewhere. It's down there. Alright. Treasure hoarder shouldn't be that difficult to defeat.
Into the wind. Wind Strider.
Order guide you.
My apologies.
You can run, but you can't.
Oh, what the? He got sent flying. Jeez.
Who says there aren't benefits to a
I've
life of
never
wandering?
seen a treasure hoarder get sent flying like that. Alright. That was hilarious how the treasure hoarder got sent flying. Alright. If we go over here, we should be able to, one, kill this tiger, because we need its meat, and two, figure out where this weapon is. Oh shoot, there's another one. How many of you are there? Alright.
One with nature.
Whirling snow. Ta. Ha!
I feel bad that I have to kill them. I want to catch them and then put them in my teapot, but they don't want me to. Anyways, let's continue. That should be the final tower of the 7.
I follow the wind.
I mean, not Tower of the 7, Statue of the 7. Alright. So let's see what the last bit of Sumer looks like. The world opens itself before those with noble hearts. Oh wait, what? There's still a part that didn't open up. How? That doesn't make sense. It should have opened up everything. Let's not worry about it now. Let's just go ahead and try to make our way to Port Ormos, because we are still... Oh yeah, I forgot how these work. I have to wait. Statue of the 7, leave. Because we have to go to Port Ormos. We got really close. Like, the teleport waypoint is insanely close to Port Ormos. And there's a Dendroculus I see. Let's go grab it. Alright, so there should be a wave rider somewhere over here for us to use. Which is right here, which is perfect. Alright. So we can go ahead and take this on into Sumeru City. Port Ormos. Hold up. I'm getting this Dendroculus. Come on. Okay, I got it. Yes! Alright, so let's see what this fisherman has to say, because... Wait, where is the fisherman? Isn't he over here? Oh wait, we went too far. It is this way, right? Yes, it is. Alright. Park the boat. Alright, and let's switch this. Grab that. Alright. Fishing is my Rashid. Alright, buy some fishing supplies. Take your pick. They're all affordable. And the rest are assured, my friend. I have other ways to make a fortune. Alright. Formula for sugar dew bait. I need... Oh, shoot. I used all of those, didn't I? Oh, shoot. We're going to have to go fishing. What are these? True Fruit Angler. What are these? Lazurite Axe Marlin. Fish... Original Fish Ointment. Fish Line Stabilizer. Huh. So this is Sumeru's fishing rod. Alright. So it looks like we're going to have to go fishing.
Everything is guided along the right path.
But we are not going to go to fishing right now because we still have to go to Port Ormos. Try to see if I can get these boxes. $1,500 more, not bad. Come on. Let's go ahead and dock our little ship in somewhere in Port Ormos. Alright. Let's grab this little chest right here if we can. Okay, wait a minute. I forgot how difficult it is to use a wave rider. If this was an actual boat, it would be destroyed with how I'm driving this wave rider. Jeez.
Thanks to the Academia's help, we can stay safe
Right,
when we go out.
just back up. Just... Ah, jeez. We're docking the ship here. I'm just going to dock it here. Is it a legal docking area? Probably not. Would I highly recommend doing this? Probably not. But are we still going to do this? 100%. Alright. So, Port Ormos. Oh, what is that building over there? I think I saw a teleport waypoint over there. Yeah. Why are all the teleport waypoints on that side? Of course we will park the boat on the side that doesn't have any teleport waypoints. And of course we would fall in. Alright, let's get to that side and get a teleport waypoint. Ah, shoot, I triggered an event. Alright. What is this?
Port Ormos is pretty great. There's so many new and interesting things, not to mention all the tasty food. Sumeru's largest commercial port sure lives up to its name. Look at all the merchants, and everyone seems excited just to be here.
No one's quite as excited as Paimon.
How did things end up like this?
All thanks to your artistic license. That's how. I should have made you wait until we got an update from Tanja.
But when I finished the prototype Aranara yesterday, you agreed that the kids would like it. That's why we tried bringing it out for a test run today.
Well, I never thought they'd dislike it so much.
Oh, what should we do?
There we go. That sound distinctly less excited than you are, Paimon. Distinctly.
Yeah. Compared to everyone else, they seem really down in the dumps. Let's go find out what's going on. Oh, hey there. Paimon's name is Paimon, and he's a traveler who is just passing by. Is there something bothering you?
Oh, I noticed you two a moment ago. Welcome to Akara Crafts, the best toy store in Port Ormos. At least for now. What's bothering us is this prototype Aranara. To start with, could I get your opinion on it?
Prototype Aranara? You mean this wood carving here? Looks like a mushroom monster to Paimon.
But it doesn't look very happy.
Oh, there we have it. The verdict is in. What a headache.
Not the first negative feedback we've had.
So, what exactly is a prototype Aranara?
So for context, Aranara are magical creatures in Sumeru fairy tales that live in the forest. For the store's 20th anniversary, we plan to release a series of hand-carved toys based on the Aranara stories that kids know and love. This is a prototype we made to get an idea of how they would react. But when we put it out there, the reaction was not quite what we'd anticipated.
They thought it looked like a mushroom too, huh?
No, worse than that, actually. I can't quite describe it, though. And I'm also not very good with kids. Maybe you could ask them for yourselves.
This is not an Aranara. No way. I've read Uncle Tanja's Aranara and the Ill Little Fungus. It says that Aranara are supposed to be chubby and squishy. The carving looks nothing like that.
Toys do look better when they're round and chubby. Uncle Tonder said in Aranara's vow that you can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. This carving makes me feel lost and confused inside. I don't think the creator put his heart into it at all. It's nothing like an Aranara. Ooh, didn't put his heart into it, huh? Oh, sounds like one of those things that's easier said than understood.
Cassid and Alia didn't like this carving, but I think it's okay. It doesn't look too happy, so it's kind of pitiful in a cute way.
Oh, a positive review!
Yeah, so I would totally ask my dad to get it for me, if it wasn't meant to be an Aranara.
Oh, well, that took a sudden turn for the worse. We asked the children for their opinions.
Oh, how did it go? Has it maybe, grown on them at all?
Yeah, I'm starting to understand how you feel. Them children are harsh critics. Gosh dang. Like, this was supposed to be a prototype and they bashing the crap out of it. Like, yeah, it looks ugly, but like, gosh dang. Children are heartless.
Oh, this is such a shame. Why isn't Tondra back from Gandharvaville yet?
Oh, the kids kept mentioning an Uncle Tanja too. Who is he exactly?
Uncle Tanger is a famous children's author here in Port Ormos. He wrote quite a few stories in the past, but none of them were popular among children. Just like our prototype Aranara. But around a year or so ago, he suddenly had a eureka moment or something, and suddenly the children loved every one of his stories.
That's right. My little Ghaffari loves his stories too. The whole reason we decided to make these carvings was because we saw just how popular the Aranara are among children. We asked Tanja for guidance, but right after he agreed, he went off to Gandharvaville with his son to look for inspiration. They haven't returned yet. We were running out of time, so we had no choice but to carve an Aranara based on our own imaginations. As you can see, this was the result.
Oh, we have to do something. Hey, since you're the famous traveler, could you do us a favor and look for Tanger in Gandharvaville, he doesn't have to come in person if he's too busy. Just ask him to write down his suggestions and bring his notes back to us, if you could. Please, if only to put a smile on the children's faces. And, of course, you'll be well compensated for doing us the favor.
They seem pretty desperate. Let's help them out. To see the kids smile. And also for our reward.
Okay, we'll do it so that Paimon can get her rewards.
Yay! Rewards!
Just does not care about the children at all. Just like, rewards only. Alright, let's get this teleport waypoint.
Time to go.
Was that a Dendro symbol? Oh. Ooh. Radiant spin crystal, nice. Artifacts, oh. Artifacts, and iron shards. Do they not believe in rails? Do they got a lot of bridges and ramps with no rails? Alright.
Time to go.
So this takes us over here. Sarah? Is that supposed to say Sarah? It's an inn opened by my father and I am the hostess. If you'd like to stay here, please register your name, number of guests, and reason your stay. Okay. I don't think we'll be using this hotel. Researcher with messy hair and dirty clothes on the way here. No, I didn't. Amon Deep. He's a researcher who lived here for a very long time. He's making his living by mentoring your research papers. Alright. Yeah, they need to turn the text speed down. It's just going by too quickly. You can't read it. I'm not looking for him to settle his bill, though. I'm just worried that he's in some sort of trouble because he just disappeared so suddenly. I've asked everyone in Port Ormos to help me look for him, but to no avail. Alright, so what are we supposed to be looking for here? Stolen package.
Perfect color.
I thought we were going to Port Ormos to figure out more information. Why are we dealing with a stolen package case? Where is this taking us? Alright, so this is a subsection of Port Ormos.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osfun told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item?
Huh. Right, we should figure out what we're doing before we're doing anything.
Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Alright. Let's check out the merchant over here.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help you too?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the Academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the Academia.
They look pretty serious if you ask me.
They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
More sneaking? Okay, good. No more sneaking. The sneaking missions kinda suck.
Out of all my commissions, I enjoy making jewelry.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Ahmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the Academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein al-Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that?
Whatever was stolen from the academia was also related to knowledge.
So, what's our plan?
Let's go try talking to one of the Eremites.
Wait! Didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 mora! Have you lost your mind?
I won't let them out easy if they try to scam me.
Oh, alright. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
So they said 500,000, right? So that's... Oh, do we have 26 million more? Because there's only 500,000 that they're looking at. Oh yeah, we have 26 million more. We're millionaires. Come on now. I did not realize that we had 26 million more. That's really not all that bad. Yeah, that's not even a lot of more for us. I'm out here thinking we're about to break the bank.
Out of all my commissions,
All right. Let's go ahead on over to the tavern. All right. Is it down this way? Poor Ormos is kind of confusing. Because it's not open like the other cities.
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot the group they meant.
Should I adjust the shipping schedule?
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of more this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick mora?
Yeah, with Boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata? A traitor?
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
How can there be Kairagi here? Should I adjust the shipping schedule?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
I'm a student from the academia.
A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
I'm looking for information about a certain something.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Ooh, I don't want to hand him the full price. Oh, this is gonna be a hard decision. Because if I feel like if I hand him too little, then that's not gonna work. But if I hand him the full amount, he might just take it. Even though it's chump change to me, I don't want to lose that much more. This is going to be a hard decision. I don't want to get scammed. I really don't want to get scammed. Hand him 50, Mora.
Huh? What is this? Some kind of joke?
Oh! Sorry. He must have grabbed the wrong amount. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Paimon can't stand to see so much Mora go. But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Well, what are you waiting for?
I just have one more question.
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King.
Can you tell us more about the Oracle?
I don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh?
You again? Deranged Academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item, Then they use that to squeeze you for all the Mora you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this,
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 Mora to them.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Amorites running too! Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions. He went that way! After him!
Alright, where did he go?
Time to go.
Question.
Wait up! It's Al-Hatham, right?
What do you want?
Thanks for your help back there.
No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
I'm a student from the academia.
A student? Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Perhaps we can also talk terms?
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those hot-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was? Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
It seems like it's some kind of knowledge.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Oh.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
Anyone?
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing!
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up.
I've heard that the academia lost something recently. Seems like it's a knowledge capsule.
Ah. So that's your true objective.
I want to learn more about it.
With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
Perhaps we can negotiate further?
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
Going further into Port Ormos. Alright.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something.
What is it?
I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, You don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
What? We only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time! We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Oh yeah, I can use that. I forgot about that.
Oh? That's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue. Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Oh, so that one is brighter.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
The one on the left shines brighter.
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the Mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any Mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time.
Alright, I'm willing to take the risk. We almost got arrested by the Millelith. We had the Shogunate after us. What are a few Matra?
Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikella Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormos.
Old Ormos? Alright. Meet up with Dory's contact.
Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Oh yeah, let's go and let's definitely read the instructions. Might want to read this before we go and talk to the informant. Alright. Looking to buy unripe hara fruits, ask the informant to take you to Dory. Wear a morning flower looking to buy canned knowledge. We're a Sumeru rose looking to buy products legally and available on the market. So we need a morning flower. Mouse customer, rich bull and tiger Matra. Okay. So, wear a mooring flower, mouse, Rishbolin tiger, taken by my soul to customers, taken by Rishbolin tiger, these R&R got my messing up my words. Confiscated by the mantra, pack in Sumeru style, purchase small amount, pack in Port Ormos style, purchase in bulk. Complementing a customer of skill, corresponding to horror fruits, cause dizziness, ringing in the ears, complementing a dizzy, causes heat stroke. So we want the dizziness one with the ringing in the ears, because that means we have skill. So if it's anything to do with the Rishbolin tigers, it's mantra. The mouse one is customers. We want the morning flower to buy canned knowledge. Alright. Looking to buy unripe horror fruits. Ask the informant to take you to Dory. Alright. Prelude, a luxurious Twilight. Oh, this is Twilight Theater. Okay. I was about to say, like, why is it a whole novel? Anyways. So we're looking to buy horror fruits. Laddish.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
We want to buy some unripe horror fruits.
What a unique palate. We have unripe horror fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You two, please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
The warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me. Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
So, what should I pick? Because if I say sorry to hear that, he might think that it's actual mice and we're not here to buy the product. But if we say congratulations, it might... Screw it, we're saying congratulations to you.
Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
I think the ones with skill wants the dizziness with the side of tinnitus because of the ringing in ears.
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating horror fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
Port Ormos style.
Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products beautifully. Okay, everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot, it's the mantra! Run!
What? The mantra? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here. We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant. He ran that way.
We haven't even seen the mantra.
Hey! If you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way! Another password! Huh? Oh, that voice came from behind the building on the right! Here, over here. You can stop running now. So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some horror fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Huh? Wait, you're Dory? Paimon sure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but I bet my Mora that you've been involved in some shady dealings, haven't you? Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it. I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much Mora they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. As decent folks trying to run an honest business, we don't need any of that. Wouldn't you agree? So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good.
Can you show us your products?
Ah, yes, of course, of course. Go ahead, help yourselves. Voila! Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her with all this. What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. I can, however, offer some suggestions. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Teyvat have ever studied it, making it extremely rare. It's on sale now for 350,000 Mora. Yeesh, who would want to be an expert in that topic? Or how about the architectural styles and construction methods of Teyvat in the early Archon War period? With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly any nation. Ooh, now this sounds like it could be useful. 2 million Mora, and it's yours. No discounts. Whoa! That's a lot of Mora! Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each one, down at the bottom. Alright, let's try the method that Alhaitham mentioned.
Those 3. Alright. I'll take this one. And this one. As well as this one.
Ah, you've really got a good head on your shoulders and quite the eye for quality. We'll take these, please and thank you. My oh my, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 more,
You can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1,000,000 Mora.
Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole 1,000,000!
Calm down, Paimon. Don't let her trick you into spending more.
But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 Mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1,000,000 Mora. Isn't that a fantastic deal? Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we bought belongs to Alhaitham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself?
You just want to see me try it.
Come on, come on. We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's Mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem. You've got a deal, Dory. We'd like to spend an extra 100,000 Mora.
Excellent. And then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge over here.
Oh, shoot.
Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Why can't we choose the ones from over there?
Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1,000,000 Mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Please, take your time.
Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Alright, I'll have a look. They're all terrible.
So, what did you see?
They all seem to be equally bright.
So, they're all worth about the same amount? Well, anyway, the Mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Oh, how about this one? Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this one.
Whatever makes Paimon happy.
Dory, we'll take this one.
All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon. Whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need, bring your Mora to Dory and doors will open.
Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham. Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost.
Oh, Dory.
Mora, Mora, shiny Mora. Oh, please come back anytime you need something. Please.
I want to do something really quickly. Oh, wait. What? Come off Followwood. And a bird egg. Interesting. I want to get a photo really quickly. Alright. Because I know as soon as the quest starts, she won't be there. So let's go ahead and head on down. So we need to go to Inkala Fundu. Oh, here he is.
Ha, you two made it. And from the looks on your faces, you were successful.
Whoa, there's so many people from the academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wikela Funduk is under the academia's control, so naturally the academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcher won't come here. Okay now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the academia lost now?
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer, of course.
It's not a secret or anything, but we want to meet with the Dendro Archon.
Yeah, he just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our lucky break.
In that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next.
Your goal is to find it too, huh?
I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely precious item. The knowledge contained within may bring great power or wealth to whoever has it in their possession. Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar. They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains the Scarlet King's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The divine knowledge capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the divine knowledge capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now, the situation is different.
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the divine knowledge capsule is.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the Divine Knowledge Capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again. If I get the opportunity to study the Divine Knowledge Capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Alright, that's exactly what I want.
Okay, then we'll meet up in 2 days.
Haytham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you say we head to the outskirts of town?
Would be different. Nope, everywhere's the same.
Alright. Oh, he really meant outskirts. Alright. So that brought us here.
I follow the wind.
Where do we park the Rave Rider? Alright, let's get going. Should be just right here, right?
All right, this place works. Show me the capsule you purchased.
Here.
Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since most have been taken by the Eremites to augment their battle capabilities.
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of strength. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles, one before using this knowledge capsule and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry, I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
Wow! Haytham! You must have been one of those guys at the Academia who got top grades on everything. Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the Academia, right? So, why are you risking getting caught by the Matra for this capsule?
I'm also curious about this.
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. This is but one theory.
Sounds like you're trying to avoid the question.
All right, let's begin the test. Just fight as you normally do.
Give me a challenge, though.
Time to go.
Really?
Wind Strider.
Take flight.
You're mine.
That wasn't even... Man, I thought we were going to have some fun, at least.
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record data. The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can activate its power.
Alright. Open your inventory and use the can. Oh, so we can actually activate it. Can't knowledge. Can't knowledge labeled Sword Fighting Techniques 8. It was bought from Dory's booth at the price of 10,000 mora at Paimon's instigation. You have no idea where the first 7 in the series are, but things like combat techniques will always be useful. Well, probably. As if I saw countless sword-wielding figures fighting one moment, and then in the next they disappear into the recesses of my memory.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Huh. Whatever was inside the knowledge capsule became a part of my memory. That's actually kind of dangerous, because if you use too many of these, you'll end up forgetting stuff, right?
You mean that it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
The House of Can Time. Alright.
Time to go.
My apologies.
I will have order.
Alright, was it worth the 10,000 Mora? Was it 10,000 or
Now,
100,000?
I'll start recording data again.
Oh, Hatham, how's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
Wait, how much?
That's basically 0. So it wasn't worth it.
Dory's such a jerk! She totally scammed us! 1 million Mora? This thing isn't worth a tenth of that amount!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deal seems increasingly worth my investment. I'm heading back to Ikela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
Alright, wait until 7 o'clock 2 days from now. So you need... Oh. Wait. So it needs to be 7 in the morning, so I'll be here. So that'll be 1 day. About there should be good. Cause that should be 2. Might be 1 and some change, but we'll change it again if we need to. So yeah. They made it so we can change 2 days, but not 2 days from a certain time. Are we good?
Let's see Dory today and ask her about where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is.
Alright. Oh, Dory's here. Again. Oh, probably because of the quest. Whatever. Let's talk to Dory.
Here, over here! Oh, welcome back, my loyal patrons. What can I do for you this time? You name it. Can knowledge, supplies, or anything else you need. I'll find a way to get it. Where there's a waterfall of Mora, there's a way.
Can you really get us anything we want? Anything at all?
Aha! So it appears that canned knowledge alone is no longer sufficient for your opulent appetite. Then please oblige me. Tell me what you have in mind.
I'd like to buy info on the whereabouts of the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Oh! I knew customers with pockets as deep as yours would undoubtedly crave something more profound than ordinary canned knowledge. But you know, that kind of information isn't going to be cheap. After all, I had to work really hard to weasel my way into the auction site. Not to mention that if anyone found out that I was the leaker, I would be in big, big trouble.
But how can we be sure your information is accurate? Paimon's curious how you just happen to have this kind of info the moment we need it.
Because to me, anything of value is what I consider to be my supply. Therefore, I must always be aware of what's hot on the market in order to secure more sales. As for the information's authenticity, well, you've no need to worry about that. I used a camera to take a picture of the transaction. That way, no one can dispute it.
Name your price.
It's always a pleasure doing business with such sterling patrons. Now that you've paid in full, here's the scoop. The Divine Knowledge Capsule was purchased yesterday by a certain Misery, the leader of Ain el Ahmar.
Ain el Ahmar? You mean the Eremites who worship the Scarlet King?
Ah, so you're already familiar with them. The group has done everything in their power to obtain the Divine Knowledge Capsule. After all, they believe it contains the power of the Scarlet King. That Divine Knowledge Capsule is unlike any other canned knowledge I've seen before. It was glowing bright red. The capsule is clearly visible in the picture I took. You can look for yourself.
Thanks for the info, Dory.
Please, it's my pleasure. It's all thanks to discerning customers such as yourselves that my efforts yesterday were not in vain. Please, don't hesitate to contact me if you ever need anything else in the future. More effort, Dory, opens doors.
Well, we figured out where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is. It turns out it ended up in the hands of Ain el Ahmar. Let's head back and talk to Al-Haytham.
Trust me, I'll find...
Alright, I want to see that item really quickly, the photo. Oh, of course we can't look at the photo. Alright. So let's go talk to Al-Haytham. He should be right down here.
Al-Haytham! We got the info you wanted!
Really? All right. Let's hear it.
It's in the hands of Ain el Ahmar.
Dory even gave us evidence to verify the intel. Have a look.
Huh, look at that. Clear as day. It must have taken some guts just to infiltrate the scene of the Eremites' transaction. But then to get close enough to take a picture like this. Bold move, Dory. Very bold move. All right. The person in this picture is indeed Misery, the leader of Ain el Ahmar. And the glowing red capsule he's holding appears to be the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In which case, if we play our cards right, when we confront them next week, we should be able to force them to show their hand.
At first, Paimon didn't get why you were provoking these Ain el Ahmar guys. But now, it sort of makes sense. Everything's playing right into your hands. After we defeat them, we can finally have a serious talk with their boss and get them to lend us the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Thank you for your time and efforts. Take a few days off while I make some preparations. Let's meet up again on the afternoon of the arranged date, 3 o'clock sharp.
We'll be there.
See you then.
Al-Haytham sure is taking his time. Where could he be? Oh, there he is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's head to the pier in front of Pharos Lighthouse.
Yep, let's go.
Alright. So we should be able to make our way over from here. Just a wall of leaves over here? Jeez. Then again, people don't really look up a lot in games, so it makes sense.
Time to go.
Alhaitham. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know you were crazy enough to actually show up.
It was I who demanded that these negotiations take place. I was more worried that you might go back on your promise. But to your credit, it appears that you're sticking to your word. This is turning into quite an occasion. I also brought some backup. I assume you don't mind.
Backup? Aren't you the brat from the restaurant the other day? You've come to support this lunatic because he helped you out? Fine. Your funeral. I'm not going to mince my words. Once we're done with you, you'll be nothing more than fish food. Get 'em, boys!
Uh-oh, here they come. Good luck, you two.
I've got this.
That's close enough.
Into the wind.
I'll be back.
Clouds hide. The birds call. One with nature.
Academia scum! Boss! Finally! Did you use it? Great! Now we can... Boss? Boss! What's wrong?
What happened to him?
We have to cut his Akasha connection, now.
Target acquired! Arrest him!
Do not impede our work. Is that understood, Alhaitham?
Of course. I was only trying to help.
Take him away!
World, forget me.
What in Teyvat just happened? It's like that big guy suddenly lost his mind.
It looks like he used the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
You mean the Divine Knowledge Capsule did that to him?
Speaking of which, Hypatia did mention something about this.
Oh, yeah. You mean how some researchers go insane after getting knowledge from Irminsul?
I've heard of numerous incidents of researchers in Satyavada life going insane. The state that man is now in suggests that this is a similar situation. This Divine Knowledge Capsule does appear to be linked to the gods, but beyond that, it doesn't seem anything like the rumors suggest. Possessing it doesn't grant you divine wisdom or power. Did you hear what he said? World, forget me. What could that possibly mean?
If the mantra took him away, then that means the Academia got the Divine Knowledge Capsule back too. What a shame. We were so close. Still, Paimon didn't expect the Divine Knowledge Capsule would be so dangerous. Imagine if we tried to open it. Oh, who knows what would have happened to us?
As things stand, there is no reason for me to remain in Port Ormos. I believe our collaboration has also reached its end.
Oh, we were so busy trying to find the Divine Knowledge Capsule that Paimon forgot to ask you something. Since you're a member of the Academia, do you have any idea how we could go about meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Truthfully, I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali appears to exist outside of Sumeru's entire administration. Most of the time, you wouldn't know she exists at all. Moreover, since the Academia possesses the Akasha, a symbol of our deity's wisdom, scholars have no reason to desire to make contact with the deity herself anyway.
Everything about Lesser Lord Kusanali is such a mystery!
I'm heading back to the Academia. How about you two?
It's almost the day of the Sub-Zero's festival. Maybe we should head back too. We've been rushed off our feet over the past few days, so maybe a little rest and relaxation will do us good.
You do have a point. Let's return to Sumeru City.
Then we'll part ways here, Alhaitham, until we meet again.
Now, do I deal with this thing first? Or should I produce the report that the higher-ups require?
Through mists of smoke and forest dark. Alright. So now we have to go back to Sumeru City after getting so distracted. Let's try not to get distracted on our way back to Sumeru City, but I do want to see what's over here first. Is there nothing over here?
Time to go.
Wait, really? There's nothing over here? It's just a random building? Alright, let's check out achievements. Because we got a few of those. Oh wait, Sumeru has its own section. Light up the maps of the following areas in Sumeru. Video Forest, Lopican Jungle, or Alright, so yeah, we have quite a bit to do. Alright, let's go to shop. Check this out, too. We could, because we don't really need Zinc Show since we're maxed out pretty much. I'll save it. Alright, let's see what a 10 pull will get us. Oh shoot! Tainari! Alright. Ravenbow. Debate Club. Magic Guide. Sacrificial Bow. Killing Tales of Dragon Slayers. The only thing that would make this better is if we can get Kale in the same 10 pool. That'll be amazing. Sharpshooter's Oath. Slingshot. Harbinger of Dawn. Slingshot. Alright. It would be amazing if we could have got Kale though. Alright, so we got our first Dendro character. Now I kind of want to see how much how much do we have? that would only bring us to 8, so it wouldn't be enough for another 10 pull. Check the history. Oh, because we just got them, so I think that would be, what, 9 pity now? Because we were at, like, I think 50 or 60 for pity before. So we got that early, so we might not be able to get another 5-star for a good while. At least not another guaranteed, so we're going to have to start saving up our primos. Alright, let's go check out Tainari. I don't have any Dendro artifacts to put on them, so we kind of gotta leave them. I'm not letting him keep this bow. This bow is terrible. I'll give him this one. What is his talents based off? Dendro damage, AoE Dendro. Have to be here then. Based on energy recharge. Has different effects based on how long the energy has been charged. I don't see anything about what it's based off of. Because usually it'll say what it's based off of. Alright. Well, let's level him up. That brings him up to level 19. Oh, of course we're missing that. Nagatus Emerald Silver. Oh, his ears. That's amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead over to Ooh, we can't go to Sumeru City right now. That's an issue. Actually, we couldn't even do that even if we wanted to because we have no way to break it down.
We must constantly monitor the activities.
Alright, I just thought that was amazing. Alright, so I think that's pretty cool that we were able to get Tainari. Alright. They call this the lighthouse. I wonder why, because it doesn't look like a traditional lighthouse, so. Anyways. Let's do this properly. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.